You know, when we read the scripture that says that the wealth of the Gentiles shall be done what? It shall be given to what? The children of the kingdom. I've heard people say they're looking for non-Christians that will come and give them what they don't own. But you realize that God is more strategic than that. And in the real sense, do you know how these things happen? And in reality, I used to be the chairman of a bank, so I have a sense of how they handle this thing. When you go to the bank and you give them your property for collateral, do you think that the property they take from you matches the level of your debt? What is the general rule for those that don't know? If they ask you for collateral, they want a minimum of 130%. So if your loan is 100 million naira, they want something that's worth at least 130 million. Why do you think so? Because if for any reason you fail to pay and they need to sell your asset, they don't care that it's worth 130 million. They want to be able to sell it for less as long as they can get their money. They can choose to sell it for 100 million, or if you've already paid some and there's only 70 million or 80 million left, as long as they get more than their money, they will sell it because you transfer title to them when you signed it. A lot of people don't read the fine lines. Go and read it very well. Now, the real message I want to teach you from it is this. When a bank is making a distress sale and they will sell at any price to recover their money, or when the children of the unrighteous man want to fling the asset he unrighteously gathered, what do you think happens? A rich man that by corruption gathered a lot, and then he dies suddenly, but he has not trained his child well. His child is into drugs and everything, and the child needs money for the habit. What will he do? He will sell his father's property for peanuts. And it happens. I have seen big men of their own hands sell their own assets, not because they themselves were distressed. Why? All his children live abroad. They have no interest in that asset or in his work. For him, he would rather hand it over to someone that will make something of it and use it well than leave it for children that have no interest in it. And therefore, he sold it to this girl for a price that was a fraction of the real value. When the wealth of the Gentile will be transferred, it will be in ways that you cannot think. But wait, don't clap. I need you to pick the lessons. On that day, when the man said to her, "How much do you have? And what can you put together?" If she had nothing, what will she get? So the wealth of the Gentiles will be transferred to the prepared hands of the children of the kingdom, as the Lord facilitates the opportunities and the moments that those things will happen. Now, the question is, what is your preparation?